Hello adventurers, I hope you can hear me. I am at the tomb of President McKinley and his wife Ida. I don't know if you'll be able to see it, the lighting's really bad, but on the back wall there, their two children are interred, one who died at 4 months old and one who died at 3.5, very sadly. But yeah, I'm about to go to the museum. The memorial's huge. I'll take some exterior shots here in a second, but you can see just how tall. I mean, this is camera at head height level, so it's pretty high up there. Also, this is really bizarre because this is a tomb, a memorial, but the steps leading up to it, and I'll get an exterior shot here, people exercise constantly. It is very bizarre. There is a woman outside right now, jumping rope. I'll try to not, there you go, okay, nope, don't want her in the shot, okay. But the steps are really tall, people are running up and down. It's really bizarre. Lunette over the door. There's a lot of symbolism that went into that. The presidential seal actually blocks out the blade of the sword, which is one really interesting feature because he was more anti-war. He sought more for peace. And I'll get the lunette on the other side if I get a chance, but there's an exterior lunette that faces on the other side of this. That also has a lot of really good symbolism, including some anti-war symbolism. So some more really interesting symbolism. The laurel leaf that surrounds the sarcophagi, first of all, those are actually one full piece. They are meant to look like two in one, but the laurel leaf that is gilded around it is actually symbolic of love triumphing over death. Each of the corners has a lion's head that is carved to guard the tomb. And then also it is raised up. The architect did that intentionally so that visitors would have to look up to the president, which the architect thought was reverent, that you were looking up to and respecting the man. And our last feature, I'll try to pan up to it here, very slowly, okay. So the skylight in the dome here is red, white, and blue, and there are 45 stars because at the time that McKinley was president, there were only 45 states in the Union. Here's the other laureate on the door. This is the woman in the middle is symbolic of peace. To her right, our left, there is a man giving up his sword and shield. And to her left, our right, is a youth who is giving her, they said, tenets of industry. A couple of other really interesting features. The way that it's laid out is supposed to look like a sword. So you've got the north driveway. There are staircases on the east and west side that lead to rounded shrubbery. I'm going to try not to get too many people in here. And then the stairs, oh sorry lady, stairs lead down. The blade of the sword, that actually used to be like a reflecting pond. It has now since been filled in and landscaped in the 1950s due to poor circulation. So slightly different intention, but an aerial map of the place is actually shaped like a blade. 9 different states contributed to the memorial, so some of the pink granite here from the outside is from, I believe they said, Massachusetts, if I remember correctly. The bricks are from Ohio. The ironwork, bronze work was done in Rhode Island. Some of the quarries were in Tennessee and Wisconsin and Vermont, so there's a lot of different places contributed. Also, a lot of laborers came to the site intentionally asking for work because of a reverence and respect for President McKinley. So that was kind of a cool little tribute to him. I hope you can hear me. The wind is really bad. My apologies. So here we're at about halfway up the steps to the memorial. But there is a statue of President McKinley, and it is based on a photo of him giving his last speech in Buffalo, New York before he was shot. You can kind of see the chair behind him. There's a flag draped with 45 stars. So I didn't realize it until I was actually leaving that I didn't review the museum. The museum was amazing. The exhibits on McKinley are really interesting, but they also have exhibits on the local area. There's a temporary exhibit, which at the moment is the history of fashion for hats. So, not really my peak area. But they also have like, they call it the Street of Shops, and it's like old recreations. And because I'm a child, I got to go down the fire pole, which was scary but awesome. Yeah, and then they also have, they call it Discovery World, I think is what they call it. And it's a science and technology museum because President McKinley was very big on science and tech. So that was really cool. I played with a lot of things in there. That was well worth the time. I'm a giant child, so I had a lot of fun. But yeah, if you are in the Canton area, I would highly recommend, if you're a history nerd, checking out McKinley's Memorial and Tomb. If you're a science nerd, checking out Discovery World. And if you just like interesting stuff, I would definitely go check out the McKinley Museum. They have robot recreations of Ida and William McKinley, which is kind of cool, but kind of weird as well. But yeah, definitely worth going to see.